gentlemen of
What
the
am I watching?
class of 2024.
Just listen to the speech.
Because I think it is you, the women, who have had the most diabolical lies told to you.
Oh, here
How many
we
of you are
go.
sitting here now, about to cross this stage, and are thinking about all the promotions and titles you are going to get in your career? I can tell
Just
you
the
that my
baby
beautiful
cries.
wife, Isabel, would be the first to say that her life truly started when she began living her vocation as a wife and as a mother.
Wow. Honey, hey, listen, I gotta tell you, you know that bachelor's degree, that master's degree you got your entire career before you met me? It was nothing. It was nothing before you met me. Your life didn't start until I came in. According to Butker here, he said so. You're welcome. It's disgusting. He's speaking to women right now, right? Mm-hmm. Who just graduated
College.
college
Yep.
with various impressive
Could be
degrees.
bachelor's, master's, yeah.
Well, that is 20 minutes of my life that Butker here took that I will never get back. So,
Insane, right?
that is insane to listen to.
All right, guys, so we got to talk about a story that I take no pleasure in discussing involving Serena Williams, who I remember I had praised as somebody that, is an example of how, if you work hard and even if you're a black woman, people can still love you and support you, and you can carry a sport. You can be the superstar of a sport despite being a black woman in a space that you usually don't see black women in. And I said that in response to the race hustlers of America boohoo-whining and crying about the attention Caitlin Clark is getting in the WNBA, and all of these jealous black lesbians in the WNBA being upset with the attention that Caitlin Clark is getting, while boohoo-whining and crying racism as the reason for why nobody cares about them, when it's not really racism. It's really the fact that they are not good role models for young girls to look up to. Okay, and Serena Williams came out in support of Caitlin Clark.
I was bullied, but so that's in the book. That's not, we go into that a little bit in the arena, but yeah, I was, and things that I had to go through now, people will be canceled for saying back then.
So when you see like a Caitlin Clark, what advice would you have maybe for her?
I just love that she tries to stay grounded, and she says she doesn't. What did she say? She doesn't have a social. She doesn't look at her social, and I get it. I don't either, and I think it's so important to continue to do what she's doing, and no matter what other people do, then if people are negative, it's because they can't do what you do, basically, and hopefully she'll continue to do what she's doing.
And I said, hey, maybe at least when it comes to this issue, right, Serena Williams seems to be a reasonable person. However, Serena is proving that, just like most people that fit her demographic, she is, in fact, woke, okay? Because at the woke ESPYs, she decided to woke virtue signal against Harrison Butker for the speech that he gave at a Catholic college, where he essentially told women that, hey, there's nothing wrong with embracing your God-given and natural role as a woman, which is to be a wife and a mother. There's nothing wrong with that, okay? That is something that we should celebrate as much as we celebrate a woman's achievements in her career, okay? And he didn't put down women. He didn't, denigrate women or say anything negative about women. He just told the biblical truth. And in 2024, the biblical truth is triggering, right? It is hateful, right? According to some people, because it led to massive backlash in a campaign to have him canceled, to have the Kansas City Chiefs cut him, even though I believe he's one of the best kickers in the NFL. But it led to a massive campaign from the media and the feminists who were upset with him telling the truth. And lo and behold, we have Serena Williams at the ESPYs doing a woke virtue signal where she's going to read what the woke Disney writers wrote for her to say, which is to diss Harrison Butker in the middle of the award ceremony, basically disinviting him because he dared to state Christian beliefs out loud about the role of women in the house. Take a look.
So go ahead and enjoy women's sports like you would any other sports, because they are sports.
Yes. Except you, Harrison Butker. We don't need you.
At all.
Yeah, so I need somebody to ask Serena Williams, is she more proud to be a wife and a mother than she is to be a tennis star? Right? I really do want somebody to ask her that question because I think her answer would be fascinating. I understand that it was a joke at the ESPYs, but this joke, again, is just another woke virtue signal being pushed down our throats, which tends to happen at these liberal award ceremonies. And Harrison Butker actually was there. Okay, he was there, and he responded to Serena Williams, and this is what he said. Harrison Butker fired back at Serena Williams for publicly dissing him on stage during the 2024 ESPYs. Quote, I thought Ms. Williams was a great host, and I applaud her for using her platform to express her beliefs on a variety of topics. Butker, who went viral for his controversial commencement speech earlier this year, said in a statement to NBC News Friday. He added, quote, sports are supposed to be the great unifier and an event dedicated to celebrating a diverse group of men and women who have accomplished great feats. She used it as an opportunity to disinvite those with whom she disagrees with from supporting fellow athletes. Okay, so classy response from Harrison Butker, because he could have went off on her. He could have, been angry, upset. I don't think he's angry and upset at all. He's just pointing out the fact that at the end of the day, this is the left, okay? They don't agree with your opinion, so they say, hey, you're disinvited from the event. You can't come to the event. You can't participate because we don't like your political opinions. Now, here's the thing. They're disinviting Harrison Butker because he has opinions that a large amount of Americans share. In fact, I would go as far as to say probably most people, if you actually really sit them down and you ask them about this issue, they probably do agree with Harrison Butker, okay? Now, again, there are a lot of people that don't, but there are also a lot of people that do. And if all those people that agree with Harrison Butker stop watching women's sports, which is something that Serena Williams claimed that Harrison Butker should do, okay, because apparently women's sports doesn't need him or people like him. If all of those people stopped watching women's sports, where would women's sports be? Women's sports would be irrelevant, right? I mean, it kind of already is, but it would be more irrelevant than it is now. It would be non-existent, okay? The reality is that women's sports can't survive without men like Harrison Butker, who also at the same time, by the way, his worldview, his ideology also is very pro women's sports because we are the people that are actively campaigning to keep biological men out of women's sports, to save women's sports, which is something that Serena Williams didn't feel the need to speak out on, because I would argue that the woke agenda is probably a bigger threat to women's sports than a Christian agenda, right? I mean, let's keep it 100. The Christian agenda is actually trying to protect women's sports. The woke agenda is trying to destroy women's sports. So again, if you're going to speak out about who should be consuming women's sports and who shouldn't be consuming women's sports, or who's a threat to women's sports or whatever, then you should be speaking out against the woke left. That's who you actually should be speaking out against. But, if Serena speaks out against the woke left, then she will get the same treatment that Harrison Butker is getting. Okay, and Harrison Butker is a part of the rare breed of celebrities or athletes who are straight white Christian men who are unafraid to stand up for their beliefs in public despite the backlash from the woke mob. And this is why I really, really, really respect what he's doing, because he continues to get criticism for something that should not be controversial. A opinion, not even an opinion, really a biblical fact, okay, that nobody would have been offended by just 50 or 60 years ago. But it really goes to show you how radicalized our society has become, okay, how much we have removed ourselves from traditional values, the same values and beliefs that made this country great in the first place. And that is being perpetuated by the narratives that are being spewed in the mainstream liberal media. And this is why they hate what Harrison Butker said so much. This is why they always have to publicly denounce it, because they want to make sure that we do not go back to those underlying values and beliefs that, again, made this country what it is. And this is part of the reason why the country is falling off of a cliff, is because we have these puppets pushing this destructive agenda instead of actually standing up for what's right, okay? What Harrison Butker said was correct. The biggest threat to women's sports, again, is the woke agenda. But again, Serena Williams won't stand up to that. Again, I'm very, very curious about Serena Williams and whether or not she is more proud to be a mother or a tennis star. I'll be very, very, very interested to hear her answer, because it seems as if she may be more proud of her accomplishments as a tennis star than as a mother. And if that is the case, that is truly a damn shame, because I personally can't imagine what a woman could be more proud of than to carry life for 9 months and then to give birth to that life, to raise that life, to take care of that life, to love that life. Like, that, in my opinion, is one of the greatest accomplishments that you can have, period. I mean, just point blank. Doesn't matter, whether you look at the accomplishments of men, women. Like, I just personally feel that that is one of the greatest accomplishments that anybody can do, period, which is to give birth. So part of me feels like, from the Christian perspective, maybe I value life in the unique role / capabilities of women more than women do, right? People who claim that they love women, right? Feminists claim they love women. Liberals claim they love women. But yet they don't seem to place value on the uniqueness of women, the characteristics of women that make women, right? Unique. Okay, that same uniqueness that we're supposed to be celebrating. But they don't want to place value on it when it comes time to actually placing value on it, right? In fact, they devalue it. They put their unique ability to carry and nurture life, to give birth. I'm not going to say create life, because it takes a man and a woman to create life. Again, women getting cocky out here. They think they can do everything without a man. No, you can't create life without a man. Okay. You can't do that. Okay. It's not possible. We're not replaceable. Okay. But again, my point is that women will devalue their unique abilities that make them women to put it on the same level as being the manager at some, I don't know, law firm, right? Or being the CEO of some company. And it's like, I don't understand how you can see a job or a career as something more valuable and something to be proud of more than nurturing and carrying and giving birth to life. I just don't get it, because it is a natural God-given ability that women should be proud to have if you're blessed enough to have it, right? But yet they'll turn around and tell you that's empowerment, right? It is empowering for a woman to devalue her God-given abilities for something that is basically a social construction, okay? I mean, just to be honest about it, it's a social construction. Just some food for thought. Just some food for thought. But let me know what you guys think. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. Most importantly, share a Black conservative perspective. Peace.